Hello everybody, you're all very welcome to the fourth and final webinar in our Safe Farm Futures programme. My name is Ashley and I'm the Farm Safety Officer with Agri. In the previous webinar, we learned all about animal safety, how we can stay safe around various animals on the farm animals and diseases, and slurry safety. In this webinar, we will learn about machinery safety. We will have a look at some of the various types of machinery on the farm, blind spots, the PTO, quad safety, chemicals on the farm, and then we will finish the webinar with a quiz. So farmers will use many different types of machinery on the farm to help them to do different jobs on the farm. Tractors are the most common types of machine used on the farm. In the first picture, we can see a slurry tanker, and we learned in the last webinar that a farmer will use a slurry tanker to help spread slurry on the fields, which will help the grass to grow. A baler is another machine that farmers can attach to the back of a tractor, and balers collect cut grass to make it into tight bales. Bales can be square or round, and bales are used during the winter months for feeding the animals or as bedding. A combine harvester is one of the biggest and most important machines on the farm. They collect crops when they are ready to harvest. They have big combs on the front that pull crops in, and sharp teeth which cut through the crop just like scissors. When the combine is full, it can empty the crop into a trailer through a big pipe, just like we can see in the picture here, this big long black pipe at the side of the combine harvester. A plough is another machine that farmers can attach to the back of the tractor, and a plough helps to prepare the soil for growing plants. It has big pieces of metal on the back which dig deep into the ground, turning over the soil and getting it ready to plant the seeds. The farmer can lift the plough up and down using the tractor. In the first webinar, we learned that tractors and machinery are the main cause of farm accidents for children, and children under 7 are not allowed to travel in the cab of a tractor even if there is a seat and a seatbelt present. Tractors are very big, powerful machines with wheels that are usually the size of an adult and twice the size of a child. It is very important that you never play on farm machinery. They are not for children to play on, and remember, the farm is not a playground. It is a dangerous workplace. So the best way that you can stay safe around tractors and machinery on the farm is to stay away from them. The blind spot is this red area around the tractor, and this is a danger zone. It is the area around the tractor where the farmer cannot see you. If you're standing in the blind spot, the farmer will not be able to see you and they will not be able to hear you. And the best way that you could stay safe around tractors is to stay well away, because you could easily be mistaken standing in the blind spot, and this could cause a lot of accidents on the farm. If you stand in the blind spot when the machinery is moving, there is a risk that you could be very, very badly injured. If you can't see the driver in the tractor, remember, the driver can't see you standing beside the tractor. And a lot of accidents that happen to children on farms around tractors and machinery are because they're standing in the blind spot. So the best way that you can stay safe is to stay away from it, away from the tractor and machinery. The PTO stands for power takeoff, and it is used to transfer power between the tractor and a machine. So the PTO can be connected to different types of machinery, such as a slurry tanker, baler, fertilizer spreader, and it makes the machinery move to carry out its required job. PTOs spin at 360 degrees at very, very fast speeds, so they are extremely dangerous. Every PTO should have a PTO cover on it to prevent injury, but you should never touch a PTO, even if there is a cover on it. Torn or loose clothing should never be worn beside PTOs, because if you come in contact with a PTO when it is on, you could very easily get caught in that PTO and very badly injured within seconds. A lot of accidents around PTOs can result in people losing fingers, arms, legs, or it could be even worse. So it's very important that if you see a PTO on the farm, that you stay away from it, because they can be very, very dangerous. Now we will have a look at quad safety. So quads can be useful machines on the farm to help the farmer get around and do different jobs. They may look small, but they can be very powerful machines and they can cause a lot of accidents on the farm, even for children. In this picture, we can see there is one seat on the quad. So that means there is one seat on the quad for one person driving the quad. There is no seats for people to be traveling as passengers on this quad, and you must be 16 or older to drive a quad. Anybody that is aged 16 or older and is driving the quad must wear personal protective equipment, also known as PPE, to keep them safe in case of an accident on the quad. And this PPE should include a special quad helmet, gloves, and boots for protection in case of an accident. But children should never be travelling as a passenger on a quad. Now we will move on to chemicals on the farm. So farmers will use chemicals to protect their crops from insects, weeds, and diseases. And liquid farm chemicals are often stored in containers, and solid farm chemicals can be stored in bags or drums. Some chemicals can be poisonous if we touch them or breathe them in their fumes. Chemicals must be locked away in a store, and there should be a safety sign outside the store, like this warning sign, warning us that there are chemicals inside that store. If you ever see something spilled or leaking from the chemical store, you should tell an adult straight away and never go near the chemicals on the farm. When farmers are working with chemicals, they have to wear special PPE to keep them safe. So they should wear a spraying suit to protect their clothing. They should wear special footwear such as wellies or boots to protect their feet. They should also wear special strong gloves to protect their hands, because if farmers wear light gloves, the gloves could rip and this chemical could burn onto their skin. So they have to wear special strong gloves to protect their hands from burns. They should wear a face visor in case any chemical spills or skites onto the face on the skin on their face, and that could also burn them. And they should wear a special chemical mask, which will prevent them from inhaling in the bad fumes from the chemicals, which could then cause lung damage or different health issues. So farmers have to wear special PPE, personal protective equipment, when they're doing different jobs on the farm to keep them safe. So just remember, if you do see a sign on the farm about chemicals, these can be very, very dangerous if they got onto your skin or if you inhale the fumes from them. So just stay away from chemicals on the farm. Now we will move on to our quiz. So question 1, what is the area around the tractor or machinery where the driver cannot see you called? So this is known as the blind spot. So the blind spot is the area that the farmer won't be able to see you if you're standing in that area. Question 2, why are PTOs very dangerous? So PTOs are very dangerous because they spin at 360 degrees at extremely fast speeds, and there is a risk that you could become entangled in a PTO if it is on and you're standing beside it. So we can just see our picture of a PTO there. And question 3, what should farmers wear to keep them safe when doing different jobs on the farm? So farmers should wear PPE, personal protective equipment, to keep them safe. And farmers will wear different PPE depending on the job that they're doing on the farm. So some PPE includes gloves and the spraying suit that we talked about earlier. So well done to everybody on getting them answers correct. And that brings us to the end of our final webinar. So thank you very much to everybody for tuning into our webinars and for taking part in our Safe Farm Futures initiative.